Hello! It's a new month, which means it's time to print a new calendar, and a perfect tool for that job would be something like this Casio printing calculator. You can see here there's a dedicated calendar button that, when pressed, will prompt for a year and a month, and it will then print out a little monthly calendar out of the top. Now, the reason I don't particularly enjoy using this calculator for that task is due to the type of printer that it uses. You see, this is a spark printer, which is a little bit like a thermal printer in that it uses a special type of paper to produce its printouts. And you see here an example of the type of calendar that it can print. Now, this paper is actually dark coloured paper with a conductive coating on the top. I believe it's some sort of aluminium oxide. And the way that the printer works is that as the print head moves across the surface of the paper, the spots that it wishes to darken, it passes a current through, which effectively vaporizes the aluminium oxide coating around that point, revealing the dark coloured paper below. Now, this is a very obsolete type of printing technology, and of course they're not making this type of paper anymore, or at least it's not widely available. And though you can get new old stock rolls, like I've got here, it's the sort of thing that I don't really think is a good idea to waste. You know, printing a new calendar every month, I'll be going through these rolls quite quickly. I'd rather hang on to them and preserve them for other uses. So instead of this, I'm going to use a different type of printing device, and I'll bring that in now. This is the device I'm going to be using. It is my Sharp PC-1211 pocket computer connected to the CE122 printer and cassette interface. This part up here, this is the pocket computer. The rest of it is the printer and cassette interface. And the printer is a dot matrix printer that can print on plain paper like this, so that's easy to replace. And it uses an ink ribbon that is still manufactured. I believe the print mechanism that this used was found in a lot of other devices that share a compatible ink ribbon, so yes, they do still manufacture those, and they're still widely available and inexpensive, so I don't feel too bad about using the consumables here, like I would with the Spark printer's paper. Now, one downside of using this pocket computer compared to the printing calculator is that it doesn't know how to print a monthly calendar. It's not a feature that's built in. However, being a programmable computer means that we can write a program to do that for ourselves. And here I've got the application manual for the computer, which has an excellent starting point in this calendar calculation program here. In fact, the program is up here. You can see it takes a year, month and day, and then it will calculate what day of the week that falls on, which is very important for being able to print a monthly calendar, because we need to know what day of the week the first of the month falls on. So this is an excellent starting point for the program that I've written that will print our calendar for us. Now, you can see some hint towards the computer's Japanese origins in these first three lines here, with the Japanese era year offsets, 1867, 1911 and 1925. I believe that there have been two new eras since this program was published, so if you're going to be using this program today, you would need to add a couple of extra lines to add those two new eras, or just shift the existing ones down by two. But I'm not going to be using that feature. I just thought it was quite interesting because it's not actually mentioned what these three lines of code are for anywhere in the documentation. But yes, anyway, this is the program that I use as a starting point, and I have loaded the program that I've written onto the computer. So if I switch on this, the printer whirs into action. Switch on the computer, press the on key twice because you need to break once you've connected the printer so that it knows that the printer is attached. And if I hit run like that, it's going to prompt for the year. Sorry, the LCD is a bit knackered on my unit. I haven't replaced it with one of the modern replacements yet. But there we go, I've entered 2025 in the month, which is 2. It'll now think a bit, and it will start printing. Here we go, 2025-02, and then Monday through to Sunday. And now it's going to calculate each row in turn and print it out. And you'll notice this is pretty slow. And that is because this computer does not have much in the way of string manipulation routines. There's no way to, for example, to convert a number to a string without writing your own routine to do that in BASIC, which is, of course, with this little fairly slow 4-bit CPU in here, is not particularly fast. Now the reason I'm having to do that is due to limitations with the printing. You can specify a field width to print numbers in, and you would think, well, okay, we're printing two-digit numbers, so we need to have a field width of 2. However, the minimum field width is 1 character longer than the largest number that you wish to print. So if you want to print a number with 2 digits, you need a field width of 3. And as there are 7 days in a week, 7 times 3 would be 21. The printer is only 16 characters wide. You can see here with these two-digit numbers, they're all packed close together with no space between them. And so unfortunately, because I can't use the built-in routines for printing and formatting numbers, I'm having to format them all by hand using basic code, which is, as I said, due to the slowness of the machine, is not particularly fast. But that's one of the things I find quite appealing about these machines, is working with their limitations and thinking, well, here's a useful program I could write to run on here. How can I make it fit on this little machine from the early 1980s? Anyway, here is our printout. I think that looks all right. It goes up to 28. There are indeed 28 days in February. You can see that today, Saturday the 1st, is indeed correctly marked on there. So I'm going to tear that off and attach that to my fridge. I'll put the program listing in the description of the video below in case you're interested in running it yourself and seeing just what a basic program for the PC-1211 looks like. But in the meantime, thanks for watching and see you in the next video.